one of the things that's so important to understand is that venting is the ego's way of avoiding self-reflection. Now, this is very meaningful to those of us in HR because we have whole offices for people to come vent. We hold step-down meetings to go listen to people vent. We do manager simulations to listen to people vent. We have employee relation offices to listen to people vent. We encourage leaders to have open doors to encounter venting. And venting is the ego's way of avoiding self-reflection. See, the ego is about the age of 2 years old, and a 2-year-old has a unique lack of capability. A 2-year-old can't have two main focuses at the same time. So if a 2-year-old's holding a bottle of water and you would like to get that water away from the 2-year-old, the worst thing you could do would be to grab it, because you will now be dragging a 2-year-old around by a bottle of water. That direct confrontation, that direct threat, will have them play defense, grab onto it even greater, be more attached to it than they ever were before. So if you're smart, if you're wise, you would not grab the water bottle away from a 2-year-old, you would give them something else. I might say, do you want to take a look at my AirPods? They're really cool, they fit in your ear. Now, when I present a 2-year-old with a decision to make, water bottle or new, my AirPods, which I'm holding in my hand, you guys can't see, the 2-year-old has to drop the bottle of water to pick up the AirPods. It cannot hold in its main focus two things at the same time. It's how we actually check for child development around that age. Now, that was a way of moving beyond and really doing a bait and switch. Is a wonderful technique to use when you want to get something away from a 2-year-old. Well, the ego is about the age of 2. So if I'm using traditional HR mechanisms like performance reviews and feedback, I am grabbing for that bottle of water because what I am telling the person in front of me is that I'm about to really bruise your ego. And the other thing is protect you. I don't want to do that either. What I want to do is use a way that I can bypass your ego to get to the best part of you, that thinking part of your brain. Now, self-reflection comes from the thinking part of your brain. Venting comes from your ego. Like a 2-year-old, a person can't vent and self-reflect at the same time, just like they can't hold a water bottle and both the AirPods at the same time. They've got to choose one. They're mutually exclusive. So the best way to move out of venting is not allowing venting. It's not more venting. It is to get you into self-reflection. So what I want you to hear loud and clear is our advice to leaders and our willingness to believe that venting helps is adding an enormous amount of drama and ego-based behavior into our workplaces. Venting feels good on the short term, but it is not a lifestyle. Crack cocaine feels good in the short term, but I think we can agree it's not a lifestyle. So this venting, what we know from the research is that venting begets more venting. Venting actually creates neural pathways that are fed by negativity, and so to keep those neural pathways from itching so much, we just need to add more negativity. Venting doesn't help, and I hear people all the time say, but Sai, don't you think people need time to vent because it's some release? And I would say, no. I don't. Most of the things we vent about are things that never even happened. They're our story. So when people come to me to vent, I'm fine with them sharing feelings. Feelings are one sentence or less. I'm frustrated that Sarah hasn't gotten me the information I need. Everything that comes after that, venting, is just a story you made up. She does this crap on purpose. Everybody else agrees. We all have trouble with her. If I did my job like she did her job, I would be all of that. Venting is destructive. So the first thing I want you to take away is that venting is the ego's way of avoiding self-reflection. So to get out of venting, we need to get people in self-reflection. Self-reflection, actually what we have found, is the mainstay, the greatest cultivator of accountability. It's the main piece on how accountability is developed, and accountability actually is death to the ego.